Okay, guys, so we are now inside Seller Central. So your Seller Central will look a little bit like this. Obviously, if I'm going to have to blur some of this out, guys, it's because I don't want you to see my own ASINs, my own data, stuff like that, of course. But I'll still show you how to do this. So setting up super profitable campaigns. What you want to do is click on Portfolio, the top left-hand side there. You want to click Create Portfolio. Now, the portfolio name could be to do with whatever is relevant to you. So if you're going to have, if this is an auto discovery, you could call it auto discovery. If this is just an auto for all of your products to try and make profit, maybe just type it auto all ASINs, something like that, and then click create portfolio there. So once you've got that portfolio, all of your products down, all of your campaigns are going to be down here. So what you want to do is hit create campaign there. Then you want to click sponsored products, just like that. And then the name up here can be completely up to you once again. So for me, I would have this, again, very similar to what we called the portfolio. So auto all ASINs. Doesn't really matter, to be honest, guys. This is just for your preference. It would matter, the name, very much so if we were doing a manual campaign, but we're not. So it's not going to get too confusing. You should just have 1, 2, or 3 of these auto campaigns. So you can just call it auto all ASINs or auto all, discovery if you're looking to discover other keywords for the ASINs. But if you're looking to just make profit from this one, then you could call it that. If we were to put a 5p bid and then do another one with a 30p bid, for example, you could call it, 5p or 30p, whatever. You get the point there. So the name is up to you. You then want to go down, hit all the products that you want to add in there. Let's just, for example, let's add that one there just for example's sake. And then let's go down here. So when it comes to the automatic targeting down here, you want to put a default bid, right? Now, as I said, there's 2 reasons that we do the auto campaigns. The first one is obviously making profit. The second one is discovery. If you're doing discovery, you could leave it at the default bid, or maybe about 50 or 40p. That's depending if you're doing private label bundles or something like that, right? If you're in a very competitive niche in private label, you may want to leave this at £1.50, £2. You've got to understand that you've got to monitor that closely because it's going to munch up your budget. If you're doing an averagely competitive bundles niche, I would say put that around about 40 or 50p if you're in discovery mode. But make sure that you monitor it because it will munch up your budget. If you're trying to optimize for profit, I would personally start at 0.05p. Now, some of you may be thinking, wow, that's not very much. No, it's not very much, but you can still make some really good money from that. And I'll show you how to do that. So I would start at 0.05p. Now, is that going to be the best bid for every product? Is it going to be the most profitable? Perhaps not for all of them, because obviously it depends how many keywords the auto campaign can target, how competitive it is. Are you in a very competitive niche or not? But in general, the 0.05p should work pretty well to start with. You can also come back here and test it at 10p for a month. You can come back, test it at 7p. Sometimes them tiny little differences do make a difference there. Now, look, do you need to worry about this stuff? Absolutely not. You don't need to worry about this. But in another video, I'm going to do a follow-up video on how you actually harvest the data or how you can actually edit and increase profit from your auto campaigns. This is just how to set them up. In the future video, we will run through the close match, loose match, substitutes, complements, and stuff like that. That's for later. This is the setup phase, as this video is titled, how to set up profitable campaigns. So that's the default bid there. Negative targeting. Once again, do we have to worry about that? No, not really, right? Because remember, if you do negative exact, then you could lose out. You've got to be careful here because you could lose out on a ton. You could lose out on a ton of potential sales there, right? Same with the negative phrase. We're going to come back to this later. We're going to come back to this once again when I come back to show you how you can squeeze more profit and do maintenance of auto campaigns. But for now, we're going to leave that empty there. Negative product targeting, once again, same sort of thing. We're going to come back and do that when we do the maintenance. It's actually pretty simple to set this stuff up. It's the maintenance that gets a little bit tricky, which I will definitely do for you in the next video. Campaign bidding strategy here. So we've got the dynamic bids up and down. want dynamic bids down only, we're going to put fixed bids, right? And that's because when it's fixed bids, only you're fully in control of that. Generally, as a rule, I wouldn't advise ever allowing Amazon to be in control of your bids. Dynamic bids up and down, certainly wouldn't do that unless I was doing a very aggressive private label launch and they had a big budget there to compete with the competitors. Dynamic bids down only, once again, that can be fine, but I think you're better off just going for the fixed bids here in this occasion. So we'll do the fixed bids there. Bid adjustments, once again, that's more of a maintenance thing where we can come back and try and improve profit. But generally, you could put that 5-10%, for example. What that will do is will increase your budget by that amount if it thinks that it can get you the sale. But once again, you're allowing it to be in Amazon's control, and generally they're trying to obviously just suck up as much money from you as possible. So once again, to start with, allow yourself that control. Stick it at the 5p penny PPC stuff there. Campaign name, once again, I just usually go to the top, copy the name there. So that will be auto all ASINs again. So the campaign name can be same as the campaign name can be the same as the other names at the top there. So I don't put an end date in there. Generally, I'm just monitoring the data every single day. In terms of the daily budgets, what you want is bigger budgets, smaller bids like what we've got. So you could have a £30 or £40 budget there, but once again, make sure you monitor it. Make sure it's not spending more than what you want. I would probably put about a £30 daily budget on there, and then just monitor it. Most of the times when it's a 0.05p bid, as long as you're outside of Q4, it's probably not going to munch up all of that spend. You might end up spending, depending on how many products you've got, if you've got 40 or 50 bundle ASINs, you might end up spending, I don't know, 12, 15 pounds a day, 20 pounds a day. I would say max, unless they're extremely competitive. And then leave this around about a month and then come back to the maintenance. Now, once again, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to keep doing more videos, and eventually, very soon, I will get to how to do maintenance on an auto campaign, and I'll teach you how to do that as well. So set that up, leave that for a month, monitor it, make sure it's not going out of your daily parameters, if you know what I mean, of how much you're willing to spend. You should get some really good results from that, guys. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want us to fully manage your campaigns because you're bored of doing them yourselves, hit the email below. It's info@apexppc.co.uk. It's in the description, in the links as well, in the comment, and I will see you in the next video. My name's Hayden. See you soon.